The execution of prisoners of war. Lately, some very disturbing videos have appeared on Telegram channels and elsewhere that show the armed forces of Ukraine, soldiers attached, affiliated with, or otherwise serving under, executing Russian prisoners of war, unarmed, men who no longer pose a threat, who have surrendered, and in accordance with the laws of war, must be afforded every courtesy, including medical care, feeding, housing, etc. But instead of complying with the law of war, the Ukrainians executed them in cold blood. In fact, many of the dead show evidence of having been shot in the back of their head at point-blank range. As Americans, we understand this. You see, on December 17th, 1944, the Kampfgruppe Piper, a German Waffen-SS unit, was responsible for executing 120 American soldiers, prisoners of war, people who had surrendered. They lined them up in a field and they shot them. Some escaped, but the majority of them died. Now, the Nazis who perpetrated these crimes were captured and later put on trial, found guilty of war crimes. What's going to happen to the Ukrainians? Who's going to hold them accountable? You know, Americans, we're responsible for supporting them. We pay their salaries. We provide them the materiel, the weapons. We give them the advice, the intelligence, the communications, the logistics for them to perpetrate these crimes. Yet we remain silent. Let me say something else about Malmedy. Afterwards, on December 21st, when the evidence of the crime became clear, United States forces issued orders to the effect that no German paratroopers or Waffen-SS would be taken prisoner. They would be shot on sight. Now that's wrong. But you know what isn't happening? There is no equivalent order being sent out by the Russian High Command. Russian soldiers are still told to take the Ukrainian prisoners alive, treat them well, and ensure they get the care necessary before being processed back for long-term detention. It's because the Russians care about the law of war. We know the Ukrainians don't, but maybe as Americans it's time we did. This is my 2-minute topic. Remember, knowledge is power.